Let's talk about a few different ways to combine two images or two drawings in Mathematica. Here I have a plot and a disk, and how can I show both of those? Well, the easiest way is to use show, and this is always going to prioritize the proportions of the first one. So notice how the proportions of this plot here, the A, notice how that matches exactly what's shown down here in this line. Whereas if I were to do it in the reverse order, then the proportions of this disk perfectly match these proportions, and then it's the plot that's gotten changed to match up with the disk proportions. So that's one way. Well, what about if I want to have like this full image here as a background to the plot A? How can I do that? Well, let's see one way to do it. Let me copy this command that I used. And the keyword we're going to use is what's called Prolog, which says, the reason it's called Prolog, it's like before doing anything else, make the image. So let me try it like this. Doesn't quite work. And so what error message does it give me? It's saying that this B here, that is not an appropriate background. And how can I fix that? Well, one way is to use the command inset, which like says, take whatever the image is and put it into a graphics object. So there you go. And instead of just using graphics, you can also do this with something like a normal image, like a photograph. So let me show you an example. Let's say UCI, okay, that'll be the entity representing representing UC Irvine. I just got like loud static in my ears, but hopefully that's okay for you. And let's get an image for UCI. And I just looked at the entity properties and found one. There weren't too many options that produced images, but here's one. So let's call this C. And so let's try to use that as my Prolog. Again, it doesn't work. But again, if I put it inside a graphics box, okay, then that works.